All right. Good evening, good afternoon, good morning. Welcome to another episode of Family Finance Friday with DJ the Money Coach. And this program is brought to you by the DJ the Money Coach team and the Seven Spheres of Money Systems. And before we get started and head to tonight's beach, hit the like button, share with at least 5 people. And if you're not subscribed to DJ the Money Coach, hit that subscribe button, hit the notification bell so you can help us spread the message and spread the good news of the Pom Pom Lifestyle Movement, which cannot be stopped. And the Pom Pom Lifestyle Movement is plenty of money, peace of mind, and we invite you to come join us on the beaches of the world. And tonight's beach is, as always, Zanzibar. But in addition to Zanzibar, President-elect and Veterans Day freedom. Let's get into it. What's going on, DJ? How you feeling tonight on this Friday?
Man, as I always say, Nick, any day above ground with your health is a great day to be alive, and today is no exception to the rule. It's a great Friday. I'm excited, glad to be here, and hey, man, let's jump right in. We know a lot of people out there are feeling their woes. For what reason, I have no idea. But the reality is, man, it's just comical. All the memes and videos that I've seen about people crying and all this, that, and the other, and the fifth, and all this ish. And I'm just saying to myself, wait up, hold up. Did your savior, get massacred? Did your father, your mother, your children, your wife, did they die or something? I mean, what's up with all this unnecessary foolishness? So the reality is, as we told you last week, it doesn't matter who's in that White House. You have to take care of your business. And now that you know who's going to be in the White House come January 2025, hey, man, let's put that plan together, which we talked to you about. What's the plan? The plan is that know how the new president-elect is going to run the country. And the way he runs the country, your job is to learn the game and play the game. Here's what we know. We're not going to go into that isms. We're going to go into the facts of business. We know this person is a business person. So he's going to run the company, the United States of America Corporation, like a CEO runs any Fortune 500 multinational, multi-billion dollar, multi-trillion dollar company. So what does that mean to you? You ought to get your business, which is your personal household, running like a business. I'm going to say this again. We teach this in our class. Treat your personal finances like a business. And if you don't know how to run a business, then get somebody who has run a business successfully and ask them to sit down with you. It is as easy as invite them out for lunch or dinner, and you pick up the tab and ask them to allow you to, ask them a few questions that you can get answered, and then take that information and go hire somebody to help you run your business. Because there's no ism that's going to stop you. Here's the facts. If you have your health, the only person can stop you from being successful on this planet is you. And guess what? The reason why you're not going to be successful is because you don't have a plan. So since the 47th elect president happens to be a 45 rendition of new remix for 47, you ought to go back and check his playbook. And if you check his playbook, you're going to see that all the incentives, all the tax advantages, all the laws that he put in place or empowered were for what? The benefit of business. He doesn't give a care about your skin color. He doesn't give a care about your ethnicity. He doesn't give a care about your race. He has one thing on his mind: running this multi-trillion-dollar largest business in the history of the world as smooth, as lean, as profitable as he possibly can. So he wants to make America amazing. And I would encourage you, go back and check the facts. if you were running a business under his previous regime and you were running a legitimate business, it was incorporated properly, you had an operating agreement, you had a buy-sell agreement, you had a key man policy, you had all offices, operation, marketing, sales, technology, you had it all going. Ask yourself a question. Did you max out the business tax laws? Did you max out the legislation for the rebates, the incentives, the government contracts? Now, if you didn't know the first go around, no shame on you. You know what the saying is, Nick? Fool me once, shame on me. I mean, fool me once, shame on you. Fool me twice, shame on me. So he's a character that has habits. And he's going to do the same thing he did the last time, may even do it even better as it pertains to business. So guess what? I'm going to go right back and check what was going on from 2015 of November to 2021 of January. And I'm going to look at all the things that he did effectively in business that I can emulate. I'm going to look at the tax laws, the business laws, the incentives. I'm going to look at, urban environments for economic, rebates. And I'm going to assemble myself a team, if I don't have one, that has already done well under his previous regime, because most likely they're going to do even better because they're already experienced in what? His language. His love language is business, power, and making sure in his mind that America is number one. Now, it doesn't matter what you feel, it's about the facts. So all these things that people talk about, he's going to create all these new taxes. Hey, this is nothing different than China putting tariffs on American imports. This is nothing different than embargoes being put against us in other countries that want to have buying power against the American dollar. So why are you getting your panties all up in a bunch? You ought to be excited. Because if you run one of the 8 entities that the IRS only acknowledges from a tax perspective, and you have them structured properly, and you're in the right business, you ought to be excited. Here's what you ought to be doing. You ought to be buying up as much business cash flow opportunities and real estate that's humanly possible. Because I can tell you personally, in November of 2015 and November of 2016, I bought several real estate investment properties that I still own today that produce almost 5 figures a month. Now, did they produce 5 figures a month at the time? No, they didn't. Because I tell this story. I said, hey, in all businesses, there's ebb and flows. And sometimes you're going to be making a lot of cash flow. Sometimes you're going to have a lot of hard assets that don't produce cash flow right now. So you're going to have a cash flow challenge. So right around December, November 2016, I was having a cash flow challenge, but I had assets. And this is common practice. So I listened to my mentors and he said, hey, go buy more. I said, man, I don't have any cash flow. He said, well, guess what? Figure out how to get some cash and buy some assets, buy some businesses, buy some real estate, and leverage the tax laws, because number 45, he's going to make amazing tax loopholes for people who run sound entity businesses, be it corporations, C Corp, S Corp, limited liability corporations, limited partnerships, general partnerships. he's going to give them so many tax advantages that you may legally and ethically and morally sound, if you're not double dipping or commingling, you're going to increase your wealth 10x over the course of his regime. And guess what, ladies and gentlemen? I did. From 2016 to 2020, I bought real estate. I invested in businesses. And guess what? Now today, because I did it right, yes, there was a serendipity of free money pushed into the market that wasn't created, but the government gave people a whole bunch of money. I didn't get any of that free money. I got one business loan, not a PPP. I got a different one. But in the process of putting that all together, I was able to go from a few properties, a couple of businesses, to today, because I planted the seeds, ladies and gentlemen, from 2016 to 2020. We now have multiple businesses, multiple commercial properties, multiple commercial resorts, because I followed the tea leaves and I was not listening to the fear mongers and the elitists on the left. I just looked at the man's track record and I saw how he made money and I lined up. There's a saying, they say, hey, don't complain about the game. Don't hate the messenger. Don't even hate the game. If you can't beat them, join them. So that's what we did. We created a program that we were able to go out and acquire businesses that had cash flow, because as I talked about in 2018 or 2019, I said the winter is coming. The best time to acquire assets is in the fall, right now, because people who are panicked or people who have done well and they're about to, propel themselves into another asset class and another income bracket with another another zero left of the decimal, they're actually going to be dumping off their minimum assets to get to the better assets. So right now, you can position yourself by picking up the phone and say, hey, I need a single family house that has cash flow. I need a 2-flat. I need a mobile home. I need this, because they're going to get out of those assets and they're going to go up to other one. And then you can empower yourself with the tax codes. A little small tax code called a 1031 exchange. I could take a residential mobile home duplex. Let's say today it's 2024, November 8th. And let's say I bought this property in 2016. And now that property has tripled in value. And now I want to go from a single family home or a duplex or a triplex, and I want to go get a resort. And now I have people offering to buy the cash flow on those properties. Let's say they're $10,000 a month, and I have like 10 of those properties. And now those properties in that portfolio is worth $1 million. Now I may have paid $200,000. Let's say I paid $300,000 for it. So now I got a property gain situation of a $700,000 tax situation. However, if I have the right entity and I use this tax code called 1031 exchange, I can trade up, buy a bigger, better property, take that $700,000 gain and pay no taxes on it, because I bought the next property for a higher price point. And I took this one within a time frame of 45 days, and I was able to sell it in exchange for a bigger property and keep all that profit to myself. Boom. Now, under the current administration, they're not going to be as easy to work those deals. Now, don't get me wrong. The 1031 exchange is a tax code, so you can apply those, but there's certain tax codes that he provides even more incentives for you. So right now, you have to look at the market or the glass is half full and not half empty. Now, albeit, If you don't want to do that and you want to put your head in the sand, you want to take a day off from work. I mean, man, I never saw so much foolishness in my life. A professor at Michigan State University, a woman, she cancels classes because she didn't like the new president-elect. Now, are they going to cancel the tuition payment for that student, Nick? Absolutely not. See, that's liberalism and elitism at its worst. But because she has no idea how the business works, because she's on tenure, she can do anything, and she could possibly take a life and still keep tenure if she's connected with the right, part of the university. You don't think that's true? Hey, the guy with the gymnast, I think he was a professor at Michigan State, if I'm not mistaken, who molested all those young girls for decades. This is my point. You can do certain things that you shouldn't be doing, so you can tell your students, hey, my head's in the sand. You shouldn't have voted for him. Oh, we're going to take the day off. The world is about to come to an end. While she's sitting on a retirement plan and you haven't got the education for the $60,000, $70,000 a year you paid to go to the institution. So in that regard, for that particular situation, you ought to contact the dean and the chancellor and say, we need to terminate her tenureship. But getting back. So now I study the tax codes. If I don't know how to do that, I find the sharpest people in my community, in my region, and I reach out to them. Because here's the thing. Successful people who are truly successful the right way, they have humility and they always want to help people become successful because that creates significance for their legacy. So right now, from November 8th to January 20th, 2025, if you're watching this show right now, and let's just say you're $250,000 in debt. Let's just say your credit score is 525, but you have your health. You're in good shape. You can read. You're willing to learn, duplicate, and apply a proven system. I'm going to reach out to the most successful people I know, or I'm going to ask somebody, can you refer me to somebody who's successful, that they have the assets, they have the entities, they have the passive income, and they have the freedom to sit down with you just to give you maybe 30 minutes of advice. And if they tell you, hey, Nick, it's going to run you $1,000 for 30 minutes of my time. You know what, man, I'm paying them 2 times. Because see, here's the problem with people with victim mentality. They always want to blame everybody for their problems, but they never want to take accountability for their egregious mistakes that they make over and over again because they have an entitlement mentality, a privilege mentality. But you're watching this show, Family Finance Friday, with DJ the Money Coach and Nick Westbrooks, because that's not you. Matter of fact, as you're watching this and you watched last week's show, you should first and foremost share, like, and subscribe so that somebody else that's in a similar situation who says, you know what, I'm going to take the victor role and I'm not going to even think about being a victim, because that's for losers. So if I don't have a corporation right now, I don't have any passive income right now, but I got my health and I'm willing to listen, duplicate, and apply and dig in for the next 2 to 5 years under this new regime with the 47th, I'm going to put the challenge to the test. DJ the Money Coach said in 2016, he acquired about 10 pieces. And he said he's got, a 7-figure net worth and a 6-figure passive stream of income. How do I know he's telling the truth? Well, real simple. I own a resort. You can check it out. Facts. I own residential real estate in multiple states. Check it out. Facts. Own it. Cash outright. You know why? Because it paid for itself over a period of years. I own, along with Nick, a successful business online, DJ the Money Coach. When did we start this business, Nick, together?
April 2020.
April 2020. Now, I had been DJ the Money Coach prior to that, but I wasn't doing DJ the Money Coach online. And we took and created a business. Matter of fact, Nick, why don't you tell them how we created it, what we invested, and how long it took for us to make money? Again, like last week, I didn't charge up my computer. So why don't you step to the mic and talk to them about that? I'll be back in about 3 to 5 minutes to get my charger.
Okay. Yep, let's take it back to April of 2020. We're about a month into the country being on lockdown. DJ was already doing doing a bit of business online. That's how I discovered him. I discovered him on an online platform doing the interview, and then he delivered a masterclass using an online platform. So that's probably where he got the inspiration or the idea to take the business full time online. So since I was a client of his since 2019, he gave me a call, asked me if I wanted to come and join the team on the business side to bring the business completely online. He wanted to put together a young team, a young, sharp team that was open to learning and that was coachable, that could learn business. I had no background in business. My background is in education. I'm an educator, 10 going on 11 years, about a decade in education. So I had no background in business. But him, with his experience, 20 years in business, he had the skills to teach a young team about the ins and outs of business. So the online aspect of the business involved creating a brand new website specifically for the online business, DJ the Money Coach. It also it involved acquiring our proprietary masterclass software. It also involved us investing in marketing programs and things of that nature. So all in all, we invested about $12,000 into the online leg of this business. And we hit the ground running as far as getting it off the ground and presenting ourselves to the public and putting out the content, the YouTube content, the interviews, the weekly shows, also the master classes. We started doing master classes every week, sometimes multiple times a week. And for the first, then you would think with us putting in all of that work, the revenues would have been rolling in. Nope. In our first 3 months in business, we made a whopping $3,000. So we lost money compared to what we invested in. But DJ's been in business for years. Serial entrepreneur, built businesses up to 7 figures. So he had the experience. He didn't panic. He said, you know what? I ran this play before. I've seen this video before. Don't panic. All we got to do is pivot and we'll be on the upside. And he was right. August came around. We had our first 5-figure revenue month. And then from then on, it was increasing 5 figures, then strong 5 figures, and then eventually 6 figures, and then eventually 7 figures in revenue altogether. So that's how it happened.
Yeah. And all we did, ladies and gentlemen, is we ran a successful emulation of a successful business that I had already created in another industry, because the principles of success does not change. I may not have known how to do business online, but I knew how to do business, if you understand. So there's a saying, once you make it to the CEO suite in corporate America or middle Fortune 1000 America, all businesses are the same from a principle standpoint. So I understood that. I understood that the learning curve was just getting comfortable with understanding how to present online what we were already doing well in the analog world, which is the physical world. So there was no panic. And I knew we were going to go through some people. That's part of the process. That's part of, weeding out people and getting them on the right team. So right now, as you're watching today's program and you're unhappy about who's been elected as the 47th or selected as the 47th, then you just need to know how they conduct business and get on that game plan. It's no different if you move from one neighborhood to a brand new neighborhood. You have to start getting out of your comfort zone, going to meet your new neighbors. Your children, if they're changing schools, let's say, for instance, your child was in a public school and now, no, let's take that back. Let's say your child was in a private school and now your child has to go to public school because the finances are not what they used to be. So now they have to understand how the culture, how they do business or how they handle stuff in the public system. You have to get back out and learn how the community works so you can let them know, hey, you're here to make the community better. And that's generally what it is. It's the ability to get comfortable with being uncomfortable. And then find out, like if you moved into a gated community for the first time, there's different rules to living in a non-gated community. If you live in a community where now they have homeowners association fees and you're not accustomed to somebody telling you, hey, you can't do this with your property, you can't do that. Hey, you just got to learn the rules. And then when you learn the rules, you want to make impact on changing those rules, get on the board. Show them you have a servant leader, mentality, and before you know it, you'll become the establishment. That's really what it boils down to. So the first thing I'm going to do, just like we told you last week, didn't matter who was being elected. I, as a business person, I'm excited about the business opportunities. It doesn't matter if the other person won. I'm going to say, okay, there's going to be a retraction here. There's going to be more taxes over here. How do I, massage legally, ethically, and morally the tax laws to my advantage? Just as the person who lost tried to massage her race and her culture to one that she didn't belong to try to get a seat in the White House. But y'all snuffed that out. I said, hey, this phoniness is not going to translate on election day. Now, that doesn't mean that I supported the 47th. But what that does mean is that I am going to adhere to the tax laws, the business laws, and I'm going to maximize my effort. So one of the things that I would do, and I have to make the assumption that most of the people that watch us, you're pretty educated. You may not have the money that you need to be financially independent or financially free, which means financially freedom means you have passive income 2x of your recurring expenses. And most of the stuff that you have, house, car, furniture, things are all paid for. Now, if you're striving to become financially independent, what basically means you have recurring money that passively matches your recurring expenses. Now, if you're lying in one of those different categories, the first thing that you should do is sit down, because the election just happened on Tuesday, and tomorrow you should sit down and take inventory. First thing is take personal inventory of everything that you got and look at all the money you're spending on stuff. And if the stuff that you have is not making you money and is costing you money, you should eliminate it if it's not a true need. If you do have a business, small business, medium business, large business, you should be sitting down with your accounting department, your CFO, and say, hey, what are going to be the tax advantages moving forward? What laws are going to change to our advantage? What laws are going to change to our disadvantage? And how do we get on the right side of the ledger and stay in the black? Let's go ahead and let's map out our first 100 days in office and make sure we come out the gate running hard and long. You don't necessarily have to come out the gate running fast. You want to run hard and long. So what does that mean? For the general layperson, I'm going to make it a point to acquire one asset per year minimum. If I make $50,000 a year, one asset. If I make $100,000 a year, two assets. If I make 150, three assets. And if I make 200, four assets. So I'm going to make it a plan to acquire one asset per quarter in 2025. One asset can be just as simple, ladies and gentlemen, as open up a high yield money market account that's still paying good interest to generate a little small residual income. The second asset is acquiring the proper dividend stocks. And you can get those in all different size, shape, size, and forms. The third asset, now I'm going to, if I don't have, I'm going to start a business, an at-home online business. And there's a multitude of different businesses that you can endeavor. And how do I know which is the right one for me? Well, real simple. I'm going to read the 5th chapter of Good to Great by Jim Collins called The Hedgehog Concept. And number 1, what is my passion or skill? Or my passion that I can turn into a skill that's in high demand. Number 2, I'm going to find what niche that I can apply that passion and that skill in a saturated market that I can create my own specialty within it. And then the third thing is I'm going to figure out how to get that skill, that niche in front of the right demographic audience so that I can start drilling down to build a successful business one brick at a time, just like when you watch your children play with Legos and build the characters, the buildings, and everything like that. They take one step at a time. Now that I've done that, Nick, put me up on the full screen. I'm going to take myself and I'm going to position myself to get into the asset column, and I'm going to take 3 steps to success. Build business, take the top business revenue, buy real estate, leverage the new tax laws. As you can see, we've been doing this since 2008, and we still do this today. And if you don't know how to do that, just call us, 866-395-3042. Email us at nick@djthemoneycoach.com or hit us up on IG at DJ the Money Coach, or comment in the replay or live right now. Hey, DJ. Hey, Nick, I need some help with this. Now, let me tell you what Robert Kiyosaki said. Always don't be penny wise and dollar foolish. What does that mean? Even right now, as we reside in a contracting, high inflation economy, you still are spending money irresponsibly on stuff, because in a recession economy and a high inflation economy, people will always live vicariously through other people. You'll see more people spending money on entertainment, movies, comedy shows, travel, etc., clothes, liquor to soothe their pain versus doing the work. Thus, they build up more debt. So that same amount of money that you're going to go out today, Friday, tomorrow, Saturday, and perhaps Sunday, and, hide your, woos and your worries that are not even sincere or a little legitimate in that pool of drink or whatever. Take the time to invest in yourself. Then, most importantly, what Robert Kiyosaki taught me back in, I think it was 2000 or 2001 or 1999, one of those. He said, don't be cheap as it pertains to your business or the professionals that you hire to help you. Pay the professional what he or she is worth, and they will pay you 5 to 10x in their expertise, their experience, and most importantly, their access to get you access to assets at a low cost point. What do I mean? Well, just this week alone, I had one of my students hit me up, say, hey, DJ the Money Coach, I am trying to do what you've been telling me over the last 2 years and buy an asset every year. Now, they already bought a couple of assets. The first year they engaged with me, but this year they said, hey, I'm feeling a little uncertain. I said, well, hey, let's check your inventory. What type of capital do you have? Let's see what type of credit you have. Once we checked that, it looked like they had some capital. They had some credit, Nick. And I said, okay, let me tap you into my network because you are an executive member. And let me put you into an asset opportunity that you can acquire. I'm not going to do any more work for you. So I put that person back in contact with somebody had put them in contact with a year ago. And it's ironic that they looked at the stuff that was sent to them a year ago and the prices went up. But hey, we found a loophole. We found a loophole. The loophole was that a certain asset could be acquired with other people's money and institutional that wasn't able to be acquired the year before because of appreciation, Nick. Now the institutional money would be willing to lend money. So now this person, instead of getting one asset, they're getting 2 to 3. And for just a little bit of investment of about a little bit north of 5 figures from the institution, if everything goes right, which it should, because they're following the blueprint that I've done multiple times with multiple people that I've worked with over the years, ladies and gentlemen, over 45,000 people I've sat down with directly via Zoom since 2002. They're going to parlay out of their pocket with other people's money about 20 racks, which is 20K, and turn that into $3,000 worth of passive income. Wait a minute. What did you just say, DJ? You heard me right. I said they're going to parlay out of their pocket about $20,000. Matter of fact, put us a calculator up and I'll show them how this works, Nick. I'll show them how this works. Now, mind you, this person, when they first met us in December of 2022, they did not negotiate success. They, just like you, they invested in our Back to Basic program. At the time was like, I don't know, $197. I just took my children out for their birthday and I dropped $100-something on dinner. Now, it was a great experience for me because I was able to celebrate one of my child's birthday, but am I making any money off of that? No. So if I wasn't doing that and I had the ability to find that $197 like they did, and then they had the consultation with me, which shout out to Mark. He had a consultation with us last night with Presidente Tajir. And guess what, Nick? Kudos to Mark. And I'm not going on a tangent, but here's the importance of the president-elect situation where this young man is playing victor. He had been following us for 4 years. It's always a place and time for somebody to get triggered, right? Or it's always a place and time where they may now still have the ability to bring together some shekels. So he brought together his shekels. He sat down with Tajir for about 30 minutes to 45 minutes. He had 3 questions that he could ask about anything pertaining to business, and we gave him $100,000 worth of real, provable facts to elevate him to the next level. But guess what? We can't do the work for you. Now, here's the thing. This person that I'm referring to, they engaged with us in December of 2022. They got the Back to the Basic program, which allowed them to get a consultation with me for 15 to 30 minutes. It allowed them to get our program, which is our downloadable course. There's 3 hours, 18 modules that takes you from A to Z. And see, this is what always, it disappoints me. It doesn't shock me anymore, but it disappoints me. Take the calculator down for a second. Because here's where you know people who are broke have image problems. What wealthy people never have. So they looked at this pamphlet that has over 136 principles of financial success that I put together in 2002. And the first thing the person who's a loser or the victim or the professor at Michigan State University, they start crying. First, oh man, oh that's outdated looking. Okay, but are the principles of success outdated? No, these are timeless. Because these are scientific, mathematical formulas that have been around since the beginning of time. What does it matter if the pamphlet looks like it was created in 2002, but if the information inside of it is priceless if you apply it? Because you have an image problem. You want it to be digital. You want it to be nice and expensive and everything. But guess what? There's a multitude of you who are walking around in $1,000 suits, wearing $500 pair of shoes, and wearing, $1,000 worth of perfume and glasses and trinkets, and you don't even have $500 in the bank. So the first thing is that person went in and said, you know what? I want to be a millionaire, DJ. They put their age down on the column and it said, okay, here's the rate of return that you have to get. And this is what you have to contribute to get to basic millionaireship. Then they said, well, hey, how do I, pay off a house early? How do I borrow against the house, home equity line of credit, and buy another property? Is that going to change? No, that's the principle of success. But because of your insecurity or your inferiority of yourself or your victim mentality, you can't get past the cover. So you need to see something that looks like brand new money. But guess what? They say a fool and his money will soon part. It's amazing how they got together in the first place. So this person who didn't have a problem with the digital, or even Nick, you can put you and I back on the screen. So check this out, ladies and gentlemen. This is real facts. So Nick, when you got my course, was it, smooth and slick looking, or was it kind of hard to get to you because I sent it to you in analog? But was the information inside the book priceless to you?
Yes, to both questions. Yep. Well, no, it was not smooth, but yes, the information was priceless.
Right, because the content inside the book were principles, mathematical principles. I was just doing a podcast. I was interviewed. Shout out to my man Sam, who interviewed me on this podcast for leaders and business founders. And he asked me, he said, hey, DJ, tell me about, insurance. Are you trying to sell insurance to people? I said, no. I said, I'm not trying to do it. I said, but here's the thing. When you have founders and leaders who are running businesses and they don't know that there's a multitude of ways to buy all different types of insurance, that could be affecting not only their bottom line, but the productivity of the person that works for them. He said, what do you mean? I said, well, guess what? There's a variety of different insurance packages when you have employees from health insurance. I said, there's a variety of different accidental death and dismemberment policies that are available for employees and employers. I said, matter of fact, as a founder and a CEO, I said, how many of your founders and your leaders have key man policies on themselves or the key person on their team in case something happens? I said, matter of fact, I said, how many of your people from an insurance perspective, when COVID came and the government forced you out of business, you're in a retail business and they told you, shut your restaurant down. You're in a service business and they said, you can't go to the manufacturer, office or warehouse that you own anymore because we're not allowing you to. But you have a contract that's guaranteed payment for 24 months. Did you know that you can actually insure that to actually pay you when acts of God actually happen? He said, no, DJ, I didn't know that. I said, I'm not trying to sell your founders and leaders insurance. I'm trying to sell them education on types of insurance that they should have that they may not know of because they didn't sit down with the right professional. Now, see, here's the difference. Those people were like, hey, I don't care if it looks like that. I don't care if you show me a pamphlet that says 2008. Matter of fact, I'm excited because guess what does that tell me about you, DJ? You've been in business since 2008 and you still rocking and rolling and doing well, so you can grab into a vast knowledge source to help me because what do we know what happened in 2008? The market crash, the Great Recession. So if I can go back and show you that I thrived from 2007, 2008, 2009, 2010, I might be able to show you how to thrive in 2025. But if you just all of a sudden came up and you showed me something new and sexy and you have no track record, I can't trust you past your marketing, but that's generally what you do. I could tell you, look at this right here. Put me on the big screen. See, these facts, man, these facts. I want you to look at the top. Nick, tell them what that says. What's the date on this?
That says February 17th, 2006.
What fool's name is on this?
the diddler, P. Diddy.
Now, right here, whose company name is right there beneath?
Duransburg International, Learning Institute for Financial Education.
What year was that at the top?
2006.
Why am I showing them this, Nick?
Hey, to let them know that you're not just talking when you say that you've been in business and you've been doing this.
And guess what, ladies and gentlemen? I came in contact with the diddler when everybody was, enamored with him. That's almost 20 years ago. And I was the financier of this event, and that clown and his group tried to clown us out of our money. But they weren't able to get away with it, and we actually got our money. And right then and there, I told everybody, this dude ain't only a crook, but he's also perverted. And I said I would stay far away from him. Now, mind you, I made $250,000 for one night messing around with that clown because I knew how to insulate myself from stupidity dealing with snakes in a business that was in the entertainment and the sports world. You may not know how to do that. So if you sit down with me and I can show you the receipts, it's, oh man, you're just making that up. Oh, okay. Receipts, baby. Gotta have them receipts. Oh my goodness. Gotta have them receipts, baby. Nick, put me on full screen again and tell me what's the date on this check.
February 18th, 2006.
Okay. All right. Nick, what's the date on this flyer?
February 17th, 2006.
Wait. Okay. Nick, what's the price on this check written to my company?
$60,000.
Well, how do I know that actually got cash? Because right there, baby, there's the routing numbers from the bank when they cashed the check. And guess what? That JT Management Group, that was one of his handlers. And that's one of 4 checks. Might I know how to do business?
Maybe.
This is the reason why you keep receipts. Well, check that out. Now, let's go to a more positive thing. Because again, all right, here we go. I don't know if we have the year and date on this, but we do have a website on it. But so again, I know how to do business. So we put together this event. Look at some of the names of the sponsors. Can you read that for him, Nick? Look at some of the names of the sponsors.
Yep. So we got ESPN, Best Buy, YMCA, and that last one's a little Manchester United Foundation.
Manchester United. Yeah. Guess what, Nick? This was in 2010. I put this event together, and we made hundreds of thousands of dollars.
Yep.
And matter of fact, we even have a video that's still online that you can access and see the stars that we work with at the time. What were you about to say, Nick?
No, I was about to say that that phone number that you told them to call, that was on there.
Whoa! Check that out.
The same phone number.
There you go, man. You're very observant, Nick. I didn't even pay attention to that. There you go.
Yeah, so if they didn't see the company's name on there, they see the phone number that you just told them a few minutes ago to call if they need help. Same phone number.
There you go. And right there at the time, this guy here, Brian Ching, he was the #1 sports athlete in Houston because, believe it or not, soccer was the only championship they had in any major sport in Houston. So he worked with me, the Texans, and everybody, and I put this event together with ESPN Radio. And during the course of that time, ladies and gentlemen, I built a bill pay business that was the predecessor to the internet with Google Pay, Apple Pay, Samsung Pay. Those did not exist. This was 2010. Maybe you might want to call me up and you might want, instead of, whining and complaining, say, hey, DJ, how can you help me do that? And then the churches out there right now, what should the churches be doing? They should be telling you about stewardship. So we have a membership enrichment program that teaches you how to get out of debt. So let's get back. You say, hey, DJ, you were telling us about how this person is acquiring an asset. So I had to give you context first. Is that right? Did I say that right, Nick? Because you're the English teacher.
Context is the word.
Okay. So you give them context, right? So during this time, let's pull up some more receipts. Let's pull up some more receipts, Nick. What's the date on that?
July 23rd through the 26th, 2017.
And what's the name of the organization?
Texas High School Coaches Association and Coaches Education Foundation.
Largest one in the world. And guess what, Nick? Guess who's a hired gun for them back then? Who is that right there?
Oh yeah, that's you right there.
Wow. And guess what? That's right there, Dr. Tony Evans. Mm-hmm. Nick Saban, all them guys. Guess what I used to do for this organization for 3 years in a row? They paid me to do financial training for development credits for athletic directors and coaches. You think I might know a little bit about business. Over 60,000 members, Nick, and they hire yours truly to do financial education. Here, Nick, blow that up. I'm on the curriculum. Can you see that?
Mm-hmm. Yep, I see it. Mm-hmm.
Why is that important, Nick?
Yeah, well, listen, that organization, they're not just going to hire anybody to come and educate the athletic directors, from all over Texas.
Thank you very much. And Texas is big on what? Football. There are high schools that have $70 million stadiums, and they hired me, paid me $5,000 for 1 hour of my time, brought me back the next year, paid me 5 figures to do what? Do a development training symposium for the athletic directors of the biggest schools in the country. And you know what I told them? The same thing I'm telling you right now. Get some assets, get your house in order. Here's a downloadable 3-hour, 136 Principles of Success course that all you have to do is go download the actual module that you need. You don't even have to go through the whole course, do you, Nick?
Nope, you don't.
If you want to get insurance, we have a module just on insurance.
Yep, go right to that module. Yep.
If you want to pay off your mortgage early, you can go right to that module. And right now, it's open enrollment, ladies and gentlemen. So all major corporations and everything are doing open enrollment for the employees, giving them different insurance programs, different investment programs. And you should have somebody like me in your corner, because I have no dog in the fight, because I am the intermediary between your custodian and your benefit provider and you. What does that mean? I am the educator to tell you how the stuff works that they're selling you. So let's get back to the student. So the student gets the program, invest their $197 or whatever we were doing it for. And let me mind you, at the Texas High School Sports Coaching Association, they were paying me $997 for what I give to you guys, sometime as low as $24. Because I haven't created any new material. Only thing I do is update the tax codes, update the changes in the insurance world, and we just digitally put it into the system. So if I choose to give it away to you to just help you out, no big deal. So that person does the work. Now that person becomes an all-star member. They said, hey, that's good. I got the course, but I need your team's help. See, this is where the rubber meets the road, because this is where you have to invest in yourself. Now, we showed them a couple of weeks ago, we were at the Heart and Soul concert.
Mm-hmm.
We had about 1,000 people, ladies and gentlemen, that, hit up our, giveaway. But, out of those 10, 12,000 people that participated in that concert, over 30% of them, Nick, came from all aspects of the country to come to a concert. Do you think they spent more than $300-400 to come from Chicago to Orlando?
Oh yeah, they would have to. The flight alone is probably $300.
Oh, they might say, "Oh man, I took Soul Plane." Okay, you got Soul Plane for $150, but you didn't get the room for $150.
Nope.
We had people on our list from New York, San Diego, Arizona. Here's my point: they didn't think twice about what? Entertainment and living vicariously. Albeit it was a phenomenal concert, and I'm going back again. But they didn't say, oh, wait a minute. The ticket was $85 for, general admission. The VIP was $200-something. They didn't balk about that. Oh, the airline flight 150. Okay, let's put the calculator back up because this is the education part. This is where you have to get excited about the business of business. So the Heart and Soul concert for general admission, I think the ticket was $55. Okay, so let's put $55 up there, Nick. Okay, let's say they came from my hometown, Chicago, and they flew on Soul Plane. So I fly Soul Plane now, and I'm a SC member, which means you get a discount. So my round trip ticket to Orlando was $200. My hotel room, because you know I'm cheap, Nick. We like Neiman Marcus stuff at Walmart prices. We don't like Walmart stuff at Walmart prices, which we don't like cheap stuff, ladies and gentlemen. So I hopped on, went through my Hilton connection and my Priceline membership and got VIP status, and I got a nice room, which I stayed in before, which was a suite, for $250. So I got 3 days and 2 nights for $250. Okay, what are we looking at right now? So I got my ticket, I got my airline, I got my suite. I got to eat, right? You know me, I keep my receipts. I spent about $200, Nick. I had to get a car rental. I got hooked up with a very cheap car rental for the whole weekend, gas and tolls included, $122. Now, let's round it up because I'm sure I did some tipping and stuff like that. So generally, what's the market is 20% is the norm what people tip now. So what's 20% of 827? Now, I hope you guys are staying with me here. $165. So that makes it $992. Would it be fair to say that I spent about $1,000 for that weekend trip?
Yeah. Yeah.
Now, I know what you're saying. You said, but DJ, you were there promoting your resort. That's correct. But those 10,000 people weren't. Mm-hmm. They were just like you. They were having a good time, an experience that they're going to be able to remember for the rest of their lives. But they, like you, they're crying, not going to class, spazzing out on TikTok, but they spent $1,000 having a good time. And they're going to indulge in some liquor and some stuff like that this weekend to drown their blues. But see, you, unlike them, you're a winner. So you got the back-to-back, offer that we provided for a couple of dollars. And now that person in December of 2022, they said, hey, you know what? This stuff in the book is good, but I'm a great student. But what I need some mentorship, some apprenticeship, some discipleship, and actually show me what exactly to do and give me connections to your network. So I'm going to have to invest some coin in myself. So that person, Nick, invested $1,000 with us. Mm-hmm. Now, here's the magic trick, ladies and gentlemen. 2 years later, that person started a business. That person made $250,000 in 2023, and that person now has $500,000 net worth. But most importantly, that person has almost $500,000 or more of assets over the last 2.5 years. So ask yourself a question. Are you excited about 47 business laws? Are you excited about the 8 different entity structures that you can take advantage of because 47 is going to be conducting business as the CEO of the United States of America Corporation, which is a multi-trillion-dollar corporation, and he's going to impart some business tax codes, some legislation that's going to help you who owns a legitimate business to maximize profits, maximize tax write-offs, and give you the opportunity to access more opportunities? Or are you going to be the person that's going to be whining and crying the blues, but still spending $1,000 to make your pain go away? Hey, the choice is yours. It truly is. So think about that. And I mean, oh, wait, no, that's not just the only one. So we had somebody who didn't have hardly anything and turned around and got themselves 5 figures in assets. And we helped them find the resources. But we can't do the work for you. So with that said, man, I looked up, man, I've been on a roll. We haven't even taken a break. So let's do this. Let's take a quick break. Let me remind you, if you don't realize you stumbled on our channel, you're watching Family Finance Fridays with DJ the Money Coach and Nick Westbrooks, my partner in this business, who used to be a student of mine. And we're talking about what's important to you. You're either a winner or a whiner. Winner or a whiner. We are winners, leaders, and shepherds. So we're going to show you how to maximize the election of the 47th CEO of this corporation called the United States of America. And how do you do that? That's by you getting some education, getting some tools, getting some access, and applying the work for the next 2 to 5 years. And with that, we're going to give you an amazing opportunity to take advantage of Veterans Day, which is on Monday, so you can put some tools together and you can go to work. So subscribe, like, and share. And if you're a whiner and you, like them celebrities and entertainers, said if 47 is elected, I'm leaving the country, I'm going to give you an opportunity to go to Zanzibar too. So you go still win. So we'll be right back after these words from us for you. And I approve this message.
All right, DJ, be back one moment. He's getting his technology reconnected. Let's see what other messages we got for the people. Hold on, be right back.
It's official. We're in business, guys. All right. Here's where we do it at, baby. Cooperative economics. What's happening, everybody? This is DJ the Money Coach coming to you live January 17th, 2024. And history has already been recorded. That's right. We just opened up a 220-unit luxury residential resort in Zanzibar. We also are completing 4 luxury townhouses in Zanzibar. And we're also going to open up the Pom Pom Lifestyle Resort in Zanzibar. It's Africans for Africans, supported by Black Americans, unapologetically. So what time is it? The Pom Pom Lifestyle Movement can't be stopped. Hit the link. Join us on the Beaches World in Zanzibar. Home is ours. Peace. All right. Welcome back. Sometimes, we can't figure out technology, baby. But hey, you can't stop a winner from winning. But you also can't stop a loser from losing as well. So there's no excuses. So today, we already explained to you over the past hour what you should be doing in reference to 47 being elected. So you need to take inventory of where you are, figure out what your expenditures are, the ones that you don't need or excessive, cut back on those, and then eliminate them. Then create a business. If you don't have a business, begin a business. If you have a business, lock and load into all the tax codes, the tax laws that are in your advantage of the entity that you run well. And then most importantly, acquire as much assets as humanly possible over the next 4.5 years, because you're going to take a quantum leap as we did in 2016 to today. Our portfolio is 10x'd. Our net worth has 10x'd, literally. And our passive income has 10x'd because we were prepared and we studied the person who was running the ship. So now that the same person is coming back and running the ship again, he's going to do the same thing. If you don't believe me, study the facts. Southwest Airlines, they had a CEO who left and then came back and did better. Apple, wait a minute. Steve Jobs was kicked out of Apple. Apple almost went out of business. Steve Jobs came back, and now it's $1 trillion company. So we all are creatures of habit. So I'm going to study the positive impact that 47 had as the 45th in business, taxes, and real estate, and I'm going to dig in deep to that. And if I don't have that ability, I'm going to hire someone who already has and put them on my team. But before I even do that, I'm going to reach out to my network and get access and ask for somebody to sit down with me as I pay for their lunch, their dinner, their breakfast, and allow me to ask them a couple of questions over 15 to maybe 30, 60 minutes of their time. And if you don't have the capacity to do that, and they say, hey, it's going to be $1,000. It'll be the best $1,000 you ever invested. But if you're thinking cost, expense, you are on the wrong side of the ledger. Because you, Mr. or Miss Consumer, you didn't say that when you went to your version of the Heart and Soul concert. And that comes in all different venues, events, etc. So don't give me any excuses. Because I know you. You know how I know? 45,000 people that I have sat down with that have made, when I first started, about $40,000. I've sat down with billionaires. So I know your habits better than you do. So here's the 11th commandment. Thou shalt not jive thyself. I.e., translation, don't lie to yourself. So I gave you the blueprint. I gave you the plan and the strategy. You got to do the work. You got to get the team, and you got to put your head down for 2 to 5 years. And that starts just as easy with you engaging in a simple but not easy curriculum called Family Finance 101 with our Back to Basic bundle. We're in that bundle for Veterans Day. We're going to give you, and I think we have that, Nick, if you can put that link in the chat, and let's pull it up and show them what we can offer them. Because here's the thing, you know what? I'm a study of businesses. And a lot of you watch podcasts, TikTok, IG, and you never say anything when they're selling you stuff. That's what always amazes me. I'm just earlier today, I'm looking at 4 different podcasts. 2 of them are just straight business podcasts, Valuetainment. One of them is a social one, Club Shay Shay, Nightcap. The other one is a political one, Fearless, and the Karen Hunter Show. Do you know, matter of fact, Nick, let's do this. Put that down. And this will be the first and last time we ever give any endorsement. But let's go to their websites. Go to their YouTube channel and let's do some discernment. And you answer me this question. What are they or what are they not selling you from the moment their channel comes up? Now let's pull up. Let's pull up the black stuff first, because you know how our community are. So let's pull up Karen Hunter. And tell me if she ain't selling you something. And then when you pull up that one, then let's pull up Nightcap. Because y'all all love the unk. And tell me if they're not selling you something. Yeah, so let's just run a little beginning clip, and they're selling you something. And they have a description with their merch.
Number 1, the boy that run about the gun. I wasn't licensed.
Well, you hit their description box. She got merch and everything that she sells you. And she used to have a commercial where they do the commercial. We can go back to their old stuff. But my point is, they're selling you stuff. Look at that. There's an ad. But did I lie? Let's see how much her stuff costs. See, notice I said cost, because you ain't making nothing off her stuff. She's selling you an idea and a feeling to belong to what? A community. And there's nothing wrong with that. Look at the price. What does it say the price of a t-shirt is?
Says $40, $44.
Let's scroll and see what she charged you for a sweatsuit. If you just scroll,
looks like a hood. Yeah, look like a hoodie is $115.
Say that again.
$115.
$115. Tell me how much financial independence that hoodie gonna get you.
And side note, it's saying one of your phrases too. Freedom isn't free.
So mind you, guys, 5-10 seconds into her talking to you about politics and culture and being down with the peeps, she's saying, keep me down. How $120, $115. Now that's her, right? And you better believe she's selling a bunch of them. Because how many subscribers she has to her channel?
Let's see.
Now, mind you, guys, I subscribe to her channel. I like to get the Africana studies for on another program that she ain't trying to sell me this stuff, but ain't nothing wrong with that. But here's my point. You get on these platforms, you feel good, and she say, hey, be part of the community for $115 because freedom ain't free. But she don't teach you nothing about how to make money. But she sure told you for the past 6 months, if you don't vote for the wannabe VP, you ain't. Matter of fact, your black card is getting snatched and revoked. But tell me when she tell you how to make some money. But she'll tell you she's wrote a lot of world-class books and she's a phenomenal journalist, a phenomenal publicist, but she ain't never told you how to make no money. But you know what she has done? unapologetically, she gonna help you get in debt. Hey, and I'm a fan. Because I go there for the education, not for the stuff. So that's just one. So let's take hers down. Let's take hers down, Nick.
All right, my screen is frozen. I don't know if you can hear me.
Okay, yeah, I can hear you.
Yeah.
I was wondering, I can see myself.
I'm trying to get back to the screen, but it's frozen. I'm gonna see.
Okay, look at that. Look at that. You know, hey man, hey, the adversary and the you know the shining light, they always want us to stop, because guess what? They want you to consume. They want you to consume. So if you got to go out and come back in, Nick, or would that take me off the shelf? Oh, I just saw it scroll down.
Okay, let me see. Let me see if I'm back. Okay, I think I'm back. Okay, let me all right, there we go. I don't see myself anymore.
Yeah, I see you, but you're frozen.
Okay.
But check this out, ladies and gentlemen. Here's my point to you. They did not hesitate to offer you some merch. And you, because you're in a great mood, to help you soak up your feelings about your vote didn't count, you're going to go get you one of them hoodies, $115. Let me tell you this. Now, let me give you an education. Where do you think those hoodies being made at? Nick, let's give them 3 guesses and the first 2 don't count. Do you think that Karen Hunter is making those hoodies?
No, of course not.
Now, where do you think those hoodies made at?
Probably China.
Say that again.
I said probably China.
And ain't she supposed to be against China? Which what they all pretty much are. But they don't mind breaking bread to make bread with China. And that hoodie, oh, high quality. High quality. She probably used Teespring, which is an intermediary, which is nothing wrong with that, ladies and gentlemen. But I'm just sharing you and schooling you on business. Her cost is 0. Why do you think I say that? Because if you don't buy, she doesn't risk anything. So that hoodie made in either China, Taiwan, Singapore, they automatically charge her as an intermediary only when you buy. This is like taking on consignment. That hoodie is probably $40. They get 40, she gets 75, and you get a good feeling. Now, she's not the only one doing it. So as soon as we can get Nick come back, we're going to show you the 3 other people.
All right, I think I'm in. I think it's just my picture that's out, but I think you all could still hear me. I'll go ahead and bring them up. So
I can hear you. Hunter. Yeah. So let's go to valuetainment.
All right, let's go to,
because we're not gonna just pick on our sisters. We're gonna show you what regular America is doing as well, because she's very successful. Here's what you got to understand, ladies and gentlemen. These elitists, they want you to do well, but they don't ever want you to do better than them. So let's scroll down and see Patrick McDavid. He has hats and caps say, hey, show us that you're going to support America. And you know, we love baseball caps. And I actually have one of his caps. They ain't cheap. Unapologetically, he'll tell you, hey, get a couple of caps and I'll give you a discount. You can click on any one of the videos and drop down and you'll see he have merch for sale. Now, mind you, now this guy right here, he's actually teaching you how to make money. Now, no matter what you may think about his politics or whatever, he teaches you how to make money. He has the #1 entrepreneur podcast on the planet. And he started from nothing. But he's still going to sell you some merch. Going to sell you some classes. And he ain't selling them cheap, baby. He's selling you the Ferrari. And he's unapologetic if you can't afford the Ferrari. There you go. Look at that. What? Hold up. How much is that cap?
$99.99 limited edition, 1 of 500.
Woo! And you better believe he sold them caps because he wouldn't put it on that price if he didn't know his audience. $99, ladies and gentlemen. Now, $115 for a hoodie, $99 for a cap. It's a limited edition, right? Y'all got that? So that's $215. All right. So let's take Valuetainment down. Let's go to another one that I watch. Nightcap. Let's pull a Nightcap up. Now, what you have in common with all three of these platforms that we're pulling up is that they're selling you culture, business, community, tribal. Some selling you entertainment. Some selling you entertainment and business. So, matter of fact, play his. Let me show you how masterful a marketer he are, and we're going to emulate. Push play on his. And see what his theme is when he first opens up. And turn up the volume. Because the first 120 seconds, he's talking to you about buying his stuff, ladies and gentlemen.
Let me see. Let me try. Uh-oh. Did I freeze up again? I think I froze up again. Yeah.
But here's my point. You can go to his site, and every time he opens up his show, he tells you unapologetically about 5 or 6 of his businesses. He tells you about where to get the shirts at, where to get the caps at, where to get his beverage at, where to come to his events at before he started giving you the entertainment. He's selling you merch. Unapologetically. Look at that. And this is what I sent my team. This is on the page of the site the whole entire time unless you opt out of it. That's clever marketing.
Yeah, his hoodies in the bottom, right there in the bottom left.
Yep, exactly.
Yeah, Uncle Ocho t-shirt, $38.
Yep. His hoodie, $98.
Oh yeah, there you go, right there.
Yeah, yep. And he sold out of them. And I just saw him last week do an online live auction and raised over $100,000 in less than 2 hours.
Wow.
Now ask yourself a question. You think everybody that bought off of that site are financially stable?
Of course not.
Do you get my point, ladies and gentlemen? Now, you're the same person who's being entertained, that feels good, that want to live vicariously through those platforms. When we put up, Nick, put up what our offer is. We're actually going to offer you a solution and walk step by step with you to give you a plan, a strategy, and a consultation with us. We ought to be ashamed of ourselves that for Veterans Day, we're going to give you a consultation, a course, and a plan that I normally charge in corporate America $997 to $2,000. If I'm not mistaken, Nick, this is crazy. Click on claim the masterclass. We're going to get this to you. If I'm not mistaken, Nick, correct me if I'm wrong. Is it $25? these classes should sell out. This master class that I do alone in corporate America, I charge $5,000 for it.
Oh, I didn't realize I was on mute. I put myself back on mute. Yeah, but it's right underneath where it says, give me the special master class, special offer. Only $25 to celebrate Veterans Day in their future.
Wow. Now, how much was Karen Hunter's sweatshirt?
What we say, 115? I think.
And she giving you a class to help you out during the inauguration of 47, right?
I didn't see that on there.
Oh, you didn't see that on there? Okay,
no,
wait
a minute.
Wait a minute. But Valuetainment, they giving you a USA cap that, and you know we're in the hat business.
Yeah.
This hat that I have on, ladies and gentlemen, is only $30.
Mm-hmm.
His is $99. Is he giving you his course? His masterclass? His masterclass that's comparable to mine, $5,000. He just had one the other day, and that's entry. He has something to go up to $25,000.
Woo.
Now, be it, he knows what he's talking about because he has ownership in the Yankees, and he's worth about $300 million. But he's not giving you any of that for $99. So ask yourself a question. Why am I giving this to you for $25? Because I want you to stop whining and become a winner. And I want you to engage in a consultation. And if you're serious about yourself, I want to help you put a plan together and give you access to my network and see you invest in yourself. It's just that simple. And if you say, hey, I just want to leave America, we got you there too, ladies and gentlemen. We got for you a package. 7 days, 6 nights, $497, excluding airfare. Don't get no better than that, ladies and gentlemen. And guess what? I have something that she doesn't have, nor he has. Tell them what that is, Nick.
Equity and ownership.
Thank you very much. And I own a resort, and neither one of them do. Now, they might invite you on a vacation trip with them, but they don't own the resort. We do. 100% debt-free. So there is the difference between us and them. And there's nothing wrong with what they're doing. They're all top-tier programs. They're number one in each industry that they're in, and we're number one in our industry. So the question is, while you're watching this right now, and you were concerned that your 47th president is not the one that you voted for, how about vote for you? How about get yourself debt-free? How about get yourself in a business, acquire some assets, create some passive income, leverage the tax laws, and get your freedom? How about take that business that you're running successfully and you're making a lot of money, but you don't have a lot of time? How about you allow us to help you get your time back? And most importantly, how about you pass on a legacy to your children so that in the future, they don't have to work if they don't want to? This is the real. So we want to salute all the veterans, any arm of the military branch that you serve or have served. We want to take our hats off to you. And on Monday, when the banks are closed, don't close your mind and don't close your business. Get in business and take advantage of the opportunities. So we're excited. So you're watching Family Finance Friday. This is the President-elect and Veteran Day Freedom Ain't Free edition. And unlike our peers and our patriots, our stuff is affordable for you to get on the right track at the right time. So I've said all I have to say today. We can help you with education. We can help you with business. We can help you with assets. And if you just want to get away or you want to leave the country permanently, we got a great destination, baby. It's called the fastest growing #1 destination in Africa, Zanzibar. And you can take a bite out of Zanzibar for this limited time and go with us for 7 days and 6 nights for as easy as 3 installments of $195. Wow, man. It don't get no better than that. So we're not in the quantity business. We're in the quality business. So I want to thank you for watching Family Finance Friday with DJ the Money Coach and yours truly, Nick Westbrooks. You should share, subscribe, and like. And most importantly, if you're not 100% free on this planet with double your reoccurring expensive and passive income, you ought to engage in the Veterans Day special and allow us to get you right for your first 100 days in your new office so that you don't have to complain about whomever is occupying the White House, because the most important house is your house. So I wish you a pom-pom lifestyle, which is plenty of money and peace of mind. And I would like for you to come join us on the Beaches of the World Club in Zanzibar. And you should take a bite out of your success and allow us to help you walk step by step to crawl, walk, run onto your financial independence and your financial freedom, because freedom ain't free. I'm DJ the Money Coach, and I approve this message. And we're going to take you to the break, and we're going to say sayonara.